The 56 representatives who signed the Declaration on that day did so knowing they were committing an act of high treason against the King of England, an offense for which they could be hung, but they did it anyway. Thomas Jefferson and most of the signers were themselves slaveholders. So we can note their hypocrisy in that regard, and perhaps in others. But their signatures on that document on that day were acts of profound courage that should inspire us today. We find ourselves now in rather the reverse situation, where we must fight to defend our democracy against the unconstitutional, immoral, corrupt, cruel, and selfish actions of a president who wants to be a king, of a Congress that has abdicated their powers, of a Supreme Court that is overturning established legal precedences in order to elevate the powers of that corrupt individual. Truly, these are again very scary times. It is ironic that we who have for so long called ourselves progressives, and we are, now find ourselves in the role of conservatives, seeking to defend our established traditions and institutions. And far too many of those who have called themselves conservatives are now radicals, seeking to tear apart our institutions and tear down democracy and tear up our Constitution. This cannot happen. We must claim our agency. We must act. Of course, we must work to get out the vote, and we must work to influence our elected representatives. But that will not be enough. We cannot rely on them. We need to rely on ourselves. We need to rely on each other. We need to tap into our collective creativity to come up with ongoing nonviolent disruptions that make our resistance real to those who would intimidate and control us.